Welcome to the Jen Hilman community. Thanks so much for joining me in this back pain revolution yoga flow. You might find it hard to believe that a little 30-minute yoga practice could really revolutionize your back pain. But the truth is, it really doesn't take very much time at all. Just a few minutes of concentrated stretching and deep breathing can dramatically improve your range of motion, reduce your chronic pain, and help to improve your flexibility and mobility overall. You see, our chronic back pain is most often caused by chronic sitting. If you think about it, we spend so much of our day sitting. From sitting in the car on our way to work, to sitting at our desk all day, and coming home, sitting on the couch or sitting down to dinner. We spend so much time sitting, it dramatically compromises our posture and throws our entire spine out of alignment. And when our spine loses that natural, healthy alignment, all of the muscles get tightened or overstretched and weakened, and it causes all kinds of chronic pain patterns in our body. But yoga is incredible for helping to rebuild muscular strength, improve flexibility and range of motion so that you can correct those postural patterns and start to live with a more healthy relationship in your spine, which will reduce your pain overall. So I'm so excited to share these simple stretches with you. Anybody can practice these stretches at any level of skill. So don't worry if you're brand new. Don't worry if you've never done yoga before. You're in the right place. Just follow along step by step. Always remember to breathe slow and steady. Whenever we bump up against those places that are tight, contracted, it can be a little confrontational. The sensation, the stretch can get kind of intense. Remember to breathe. Those deep breaths will help you to soften and deepen into those poses, which is where the real work begins. So I'm going to guide you. I'm so excited to show you the way. We're going to roll out our mat and begin our practice sitting in a comfortable position. Now, if it's difficult for you to sit, you might consider sitting on a cushion or a blanket that's folded up. You can sit on anything that will lift your hips up a little bit higher than your knees. It makes it a lot easier to sit up tall and let the knees fall open to the side. And as we move into our practice today, one of the things that we'll explore is the relationship of tension in the legs and in the hips, and how that is going to play a role in the tension that we're carrying in our spine. So there's a lot to unpack here today. We'll just begin in a seat. All right, so make yourself comfortable. And as you get settled into your seat, lift up tall through the crown of your head. So it's not quite like forcing yourself to sit up straight, but rather there's a natural sense of lift through the crown of the head. So we tune into that upward current of energy. And as you breathe into that, you may simultaneously start to tune in to that descending current and feel a sense of grounding through your pelvis. And I like to tap into these energies with the flow of my breath. And so as I inhale, I lift, feeling that sense of upward flowing energy moving up through the crown of my head. And as I exhale, I feel that grounding current connecting me to the earth. So you can try that. As you deepen into your breath, play with that sense of lift and lowering as you exhale, grounding into the earth with your breath. So it's helpful to begin our practice just with the breathing. Because as we move through this flow, your breath is your most constant companion. So we just tap in here to get a sense of what it feels like to breathe and how the breath feels in your body. And I'll invite you to come back to this breath time and time again as we move through our practice. So become friendly with your breath. Feel a connection to your breath, that your breath is here supporting you in your journey. If your eyes are closed, you can softly open them. And we're going to begin with some gentle head rolls. Nice and easy. Still moving with a gentle flowing of the breath. Slowly begin to explore that rotation in your neck. And you don't have to move very fast, and you don't have to go to the extreme. This is just a slow, easy awakening in the body. And when you're ready, you can begin to reverse directions, rolling your head the opposite way, and notice, how is this feeling for you? Is one side easier or more difficult? So I always find it interesting how it feels from one side to the other. It's not always the same. And I'll slowly resolve the movement and roll your head all the way up on top. Then gently lower your right ear to your right shoulder, opening up the space along the left side of your neck. You can bring your left hand to your shoulder and bring your right hand up and over. Gently stretch your hands apart, breathing into that opening and that lengthening along the left side of your neck. And just slowly begin to explore a little bit of movement here. You can move your head in a number of different directions. But as you explore, I encourage you to move slowly with a certain curiosity. What does this feel like if I move this way? What does that feel like if I turn that way? Right? So we're exploring the landscape of our bodies. Then slowly release, letting your head come back to center. Notice how the left side feels now compared to the right. And we'll do the second side, lowering your left ear to your left shoulder, feeling that gentle opening along the right side. And bring your left hand up and over to the right side. And bring your right hand to your right shoulder and gently stretch your hands apart. So you see, we can breathe slow and steady and do some simple, basic movements with our bodies that can really start to open things up. And just begin to explore a little bit of movement and discovering what's possible, maybe noticing what's tight. And what I find so great about especially these head and neck stretches, like you could do this anywhere. You could do this sitting in traffic. You could do this sitting at your desk, or any time you feel that neck and shoulder tension starting to creep up. You can take 3 to 5 minutes and just roll your head around, stretch from side to side, and take some deep breaths. And slowly let your head float back up on top. And just notice how much more open that feels. Just a couple of simple stretches. I'm going to show you another one that will start to open up the front of the chest, opening up the front of the neck as well. So bring your hands behind your head. Interlace your hands there. Then stretch your hands apart as you spread your elbows wide. So this has a lot of action in the arms and in the hands, and even here you may start to feel your shoulders engaging. Take an inhale, breathing into that upward current, lift through the crown of your head, and as you exhale, begin to press your head back into your hands, continuing to stretch the shoulders and the elbows wide. Open through your chest, lean back in your head, and we'll slowly return to center. And on your next inhale, stretch your fingertips up towards the sky. Inhale and lift, reach up nice and tall. And we're going to move into a twist, sweeping your right hand down to your left knee. Bring your left fingertips to the floor behind you. Lift up through the crown of your head as you twist slow and steady towards the left side. So nice, good, deep twist here. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, slowly return back to center. And let's stretch the arms up again. Inhale, lift, reach up. Then as you exhale, we'll twist to the second side, sweeping the left hand down to your right knee. Right fingertips touch the floor behind you. Inhale to lift in your spine. Exhale slowly and deeply to deepen your twist. Take one more inhale, lifting up. Then exhale and gently return to center. Feeling that unwinding as you return to neutral. We're going to move into a tabletop position. All right, so you can roll forward over your shins and make your way to your hands and knees. Your knees lining up under your hips, your hands lining up under your shoulders. We'll begin to move into cat and cow. As you inhale your breath, lift your heart, lift your tail. Now, oftentimes I see people shrugging their shoulders up towards their ears, but I really encourage you to push up out of the shoulders. So you lift up your chest, roll your shoulders down your back, and reach your heart forward. And you're going to feel your tummy and the front part of your body stretch. So inhale here, lift your heart up, roll your shoulders down and lengthen your neck. Then we'll exhale and round your spine, curling your tailbone under, tucking your chin to your chest. Again, push into the mat to feel a sense of stretching your spine up, 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 up towards the sky. Then we'll inhale again, roll your shoulders down your back, lift your heart, lift your tail. Big, full, deep breath in, then exhale and round your spine. Now, as you articulate these movements, I encourage you to keep your abdominals engaged. So even as we come forward, my belly button is drawing in towards my spine. So the core is toned the whole time. So even as I curl in here, I'm lifting my abdominals, lifting my belly, using my core strength to help me get deeper into this folding. We'll take one more round. See if you can feel that sense of engaging through the core. This is going to help your low back and your mid back more than you know. So find that core strength. Really call upon those muscles to do the work here. Then we'll gently return back to center. Now let's just take some big circles here. You're going to shift your hips forward and over to the left, back towards your heels and over to the right. So this is a pretty free-flowing movement. Just rotating your hips in a big circle. And then we can shift and go the other way, circling the hips around. And again, you can just observe how one side feels compared to the other. I always find it so fascinating. Then making your way back to neutral as you are ready. You can resolve your movement and we'll come back to our tabletop position. We're going to play with another twist, getting more into the upper back. So press into your left hand and twist your right fingertips up towards the sky, getting a nice rotation in your spine. As you exhale your breath, weave your right arm under, bringing your shoulder all the way down to the floor. So your shoulder will come down and your head will come down onto the floor. Keep your left hand flat to the earth. Press into the mat and roll your left shoulder back. So I'm using this left hand to give me some leverage to get a little deeper into the twist. And that gives me just a little bit more room to reach my right fingertips even a tiny bit further across. And when I maximize the twist there, that's when I start to feel the stretch right behind my right shoulder blade. So use the earth, use your hands to help you get deep into the twist so you really find the edge of your stretch. Then we're going to come out of it, pressing up. Open those right fingertips back up towards the sky, a full untwist. Then release that right hand down, coming back to neutral. And notice how you feel, one side to the other. And preparing for the second side, shift your weight into your right hand and inhale and twist to open the left fingertips to the sky. Get a good, big, deep twist here. Then exhale and weave that left arm under, bringing your shoulder and your head all the way down to the floor. And you're going to use your right hand to press into the earth, rotating your spine further. And then once you get a deeper rotation in the spine, you may be able to sneak the left fingertips a little further across. Whew, yes. This is where those deep breaths come in handy. When we push ourselves to the edge of a stretch, when we really go into the depth of sensation, it feels so good in the body to stretch and open it up. But it can be challenging, it can be difficult, and that's when we call upon our breath. And we'll slowly unwind, using that breath to give you that lift. Inhaling, reaching up tall. Then exhaling and find that grounding. Releasing the right hand down. Then we'll walk your hands forward to the front edge of your mat, keeping your hips lifted towards the sky. So the hips will stay aligned over your knees as you reach your fingertips forward and you let your heart soften down towards the mat. Whew. So if your chest and shoulders are tight, this can be a lot. It can be pretty intense here. Again, the breath. I cannot emphasize the power of our breath. I can't emphasize it enough. It's just so helpful. The more you can breathe, the more your body will soften and allow for these deep experiences to open you up, to relieve that chronic tension, that chronic pain, to find more spaciousness in your body. Thank you so much for following along with me in this practice today. If you would like to enjoy the complete back pain revolution flow, go ahead and follow the links below to rent or buy this video. When you purchase the video, you can download it directly to your computer and watch it anytime you need that back pain revolution. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.